Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only P-Dog Knight.
Well. Looks like I'm going to have less technical difficulties today. At least I hope so. Good damn morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as P-Dog Knight on the internet. Welcome back to the P-Dog Knight channel, where we watch show trials. At least we talk about them. We don't necessarily watch them because they're not broadcasting this first one. And I don't, well, let's see. This is a state trial. Is it a state trial? Yeah, it's something like that. They're not going to broadcast it. They don't broadcast trials in New York City, apparently. But Donald Trump is on trial for the first of several show trials coming up. And they're doing everything they can to interfere with the election. Anyway, we'll get into that and so much more. Did I remember to change the number today? Is it 66, 65, 60? This is 67. I didn't change the number of the damn show, did I? Anyway, we have a first sponsor today. Jimmy Das Hotep dropping a Hamilton in the tip jar, and you are the new Streamlab Superstar sponsor of the day with an article. Thank you for this clip from it'll be from Spike Cohen talking about the Dexter Taylor situation. A good thread on that, and that's one of the main topics today too, because it's a situation where you go, So we'll get to that much more. Let's say hi to everybody and get this damn thing going. By the way, thank you to people who've already tweeted out the show. If you haven't done so already, share the stream because the more, the merrier. Did I move Chank over here somewhere? Did I? I don't know if I did. Did I? No, it doesn't look like it. We're going to talk about Chank briefly, too, today. You know who Chank is. Everybody loves Chank. Chank is, Chank and Anna. Oh, I did have him over there. Yeah, Chank and Anna have been kind of surprising lately. But thanks to the people who've already tweeted out the show or, shared the stream. Jimmy Das Hotep. Who is this? Mitch Nemo. My goodness, Mitch is in the house. Good to see that name. And Tyler. Okay, let me get my brain working. Just say Tyler. Tyler F. And Sure You Gospel. Thank you very much. And Somnambul Nation, of course, who tweets out the show every day before I even do. So that's great. First in chat over on Rumble, Mr. Avocados Diablo gets the bell. Also, good morning, Sully209. Welcome. Nice to have you here on YouTube. First in the chat is also Avocados Diablo, bell-getting person of extraordinary. Good morning also, Kara Soldier, JB, Assure You Gospel, Special K on Acid, Lord Stanhope, let's see, Jimmy Das Hotep, of course, let's see, Somnambul Nation, Tyre, I haven't done this for a while, Tyre Alexander, the Scourge. That's what it says. The Scourge. He's a Scourge now. Also, good morning. Attack Alpaca. As I scroll down here, there's more. Oh, Black Hebrew Israelites in the house.
That's
nice
right.
to see you. Been a while, my brother. All right. And also thank you, Gunfox61, also dropping a Hamilton in the tip jar with an article that I'm going to see here. Oh, yeah. Some of the January 6th stuff. In the Supreme Court talking about this particular law that they've repurposed to make all the January 6th participants felons, and that's in front of the Supreme Court right now. And it's not it's very likely to get that particular use of this particular law may get struck down in the way it's being used against the January 6 people. So we'll get into that too. We have a little more on that. And then thank you, Gunfox, for dropping that article in the links today. We'll, and in fact, I'll reference that when I get to it. Why are all my pages not loading? What the hell is going on here? I'm having computer difficulties and internet difficulties. And hopefully we'll be able to fix those during the show. Did I just close that? Gosh, dang it. There we go. Okay, some of these are showing up now. Okay, I just got to refresh them all. Okay, so we'll do that later. Anyway, let's get into the show, because there is some things trending. And some of them were things we're going to talk about anyway. But should I put my face on here? Let's put my regular face on here. All right, there we go. And right now, Gunfox and Jimmy Das Hotep share the
You are the new
Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Thank you. Dropping Hamilton's in the tip bar. I know what I forgot to do. I got to remember to do this every day too. And that daily donation goal. It's always 60. And we already got 20. And today is 04. Oops. 8/20/24. There we go. All right, so there's our donation goal for the day, $60. We're already at 20. We're already a third of the way there. If you can make that happen, that'd be great. It helps me every day. What is that 1, 2, 3, 5 on there? Is that supposed to be on there? What the hell is that? Oh no, that's just something. Oh, that's how many pixels that little part is. Okay, I'm back. Pay attention to you now. Let's get into the news. So, by the way, it is Hump Day. It's Wednesday, of course. And by the way, I got my cup of reparations in the Grandpa Cup, established 2022. My oldest grandchild is now 2 years old. It seems weird that that's gone by so fast. And then the baby is now 3 months, just over 3 months. So, and I saw them this weekend, and baby Marina, she's actually looking around and stuff now, because that happens when they get to that age. And so there you go. But when I went to go to the Hump Day topic on the website known as X, formerly known as Twitter, I realized very quickly that I can't scroll on the Hump Day tab today, because the Hump Day tab or Hump Day trending topic was full of butts, boobs, penises, and vaginas. And some of them were in action. Oh, and mouths, because some of them were in action with each other. So I can't do it. The only one is the top one. And this was really weird. So I thought you might want to see this. Well, maybe you don't want to see this, because it's so weird. But I had to show you. Someone made a pair of, well, I'll just let you describe them yourselves. Wait, let me make this so you can see the whole damn thing, because you have to see the full picture here. So here was the top, the very top Hump Day tweet or post. Well, I guess if someone says, show me your camel toe, you can show them your feet if you buy these boots. But I'm trying to understand who wants to wear this shit. So anyway, it fit into the theme of Hump Day with the rest of it. If I scroll down, you'll understand why. I'm not going to, though. But I will put the link in the links today. And if you want to scroll down on the Hump Day links on X, the app formerly known as Twitter, you will see more camel toes than you care to see, including these. So there you go. I am dumbfounded. Ladies in the chat, quick question. Would you wear those shoes? I'm just saying. All right. By the way, good morning. Those ain't real, dude. Good morning, Anonymity. T2, I'll be back. And I think that's Alan, Patio Furniture's in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So there you go. I am, yeah. Oh, it looked like bird feet. Well, bird feet that look like giant camel toes. I don't care. I'm not, I don't know. Wait, P-Dog doesn't know about armpits yet. I don't want to know about armpits. I have a friend who's into armpits. I don't get it. Anyway, so there you go. That's the Hump Day post that I'm sharing. Couple notable people who have passed away. Former Senator Bob Graham. I think he was he a senator from Florida? I think he was from Florida. Rest in peace. Rand Paul posted this. Rest in peace to a gentleman, and a reminder of when progressives were less enthusiastic for war and more suspicious of abuses of power by our intelligence agencies. Yes, he was a former senator and Florida governor. He has passed away at 87 years old. For all accounts, people seem to have liked Senator and Governor Graham. Ron DeSantis says Florida mourns the loss of former governor and U.S. Senator Bob Graham today. He was a devoted public servant who, among other important work, made enormous achievements in conserving Florida's natural resources. We are grateful for his service to our state and our nation. May he rest in peace. Now, it's interesting because, Graham was a Democrat, DeSantis is a Republican, and he was very, very complimentary of Bob Graham. Someone down here says Bob Graham was a good Democrat. I'd forgotten Florida used to be sane. How far that state has fallen under you. Oh, gee, really? Now, by the way, I was thinking about this. Recently I spent a week in Florida. And I thought for sure there would be no gay people. And I thought for sure I might be lynched because, black man. I mean, light skin, but I'm still a black man. And I was amazed. I wasn't lynched. In fact, nobody even looked at me twice. I don't know if I passed or what, but no one was mean to me. Everyone was polite to me. I was like, man, I thought Florida was like a terrible place. And then when we were down in Key West, there were still a bunch of gay people there. I thought all the gay people had been run out of Florida. And when I was in Miami Beach, there were gay people in Miami Beach. I thought all the gay people were run out of Florida. It was all good. So I guess the rumors are not true. The don't say gay thing and all that. I guess just none of that's true. Because there was plenty. Not that I was out there looking for gay people, but they were just there. And I was like, damn. I thought. In fact, there were some streets that had rainbows painted on them. I was like, why is there a rainbow painted on the street? Oh, I get it. This is a gay area or something. So I guess, if you are gay, which I don't care, you're not trying to, as long as you're not trying to have sex with me, because I'm not trying to have sex with no gay people. But I don't have a problem with you. But you're okay if you go to Florida, at least the Key West and Miami Beach. And we didn't go anywhere. Well, I didn't see many in Homestead, but we didn't really spend a whole lot of time in Homestead. The Everglades, I don't know. Alligators. Who knows if they like, if they like gay people or not? But it crossed my mind. All right, enough of that nonsense. Also another person who's passed away. If you're a baseball fan, Whitey Herzog, Hall of Fame manager who led the St. Louis Cardinals to 3 pennants, dies at age 92. So Whitey Herzog, the gruff and ingenious Hall of Fame manager who guided the St. Louis Cardinals to 3 pennants and a World Series title in the 1980s and perfected an intricate nail-biting strategy known as Whitey Ball, has died. He was 92 years old. Cardinal spokesman Brian Bartow said Tuesday the team had been informed of his death by Herzog's family. The team did not immediately have additional details about Herzog, who had been at Busch Stadium on April 4th for Cardinals home opener. My birthday. So, but Whitey Herzog devoted his lifetime to the game he loved, excelling as a leader on and off the field. Jack Forbes Clark, chair of the Hall of Fame Board of Directors, said in a statement, Whitey always brought the best out of every single player he managed with a forthright style that won him respect throughout the game. So, rest in peace, Whitey Herzog. Whitey Herzog's not the one who robbed the Brinks truck. Oh, no. By the way, good morning, Reese Donald. How you doing? All right. Also in trending topics, Dubai is trending. Apparently there was a nasty storm in Dubai, flooding. And I just got to tell you, the people of Dubai, I don't know. Wait, is there music on this one? Yeah, I'll not play the music. The people of Dubai are managing to get through it. Let me try to get this on the screen right so I don't mess this up. Why is this not working? Oh, okay. So here we'll put this on the screen. They seem to be getting by somehow. Here we go. Oh, whoa! What the hell is that? That's not what I wanted. Damn! What the hell? That's not what I wanted to happen. Here's people of Dubai getting the people of Dubai getting by. Yes. They're out there on their jet skis and skiing in the water and shit. So apparently there was a nasty storm in Dubai that caused a huge flood. Here's someone saving a stranded cat after flash floods that hit Dubai International Airport on April 16th. There's also a 30-second video showing the storm coming through. I'm going to show you the last few seconds of this video because it takes forever to get to the storm part. So here's the they were showing the whole storm in 30 seconds. So as you see, so they had, now again, this is time lapse, so it's going really fast, but showing the rain coming in. Okay, that was it. Good morning, Simon Wolfwood, by the way. But yeah, here's can you imagine how long that cat has been holding on to its life like this on a car? Flash floods in Dubai. And also there was a tornado, apparently. Dubai storm and today rain. So here's some footage that someone took while they were... Now this woman's walking around with her camera out, and there's a tornado tearing down a building, and she's out there running around still. I don't know, man. That's kind of crazy. But trees being uprooted and all kinds of stuff going on. So you wish for the best for the people of Dubai who are dealing with this storm. Again, they're out here. I'd get away from them windows personally, but this was a nasty raging storm. Flash floods are common in deserts. When it does rain a lot, ground doesn't know what to do with the water. Exactly. But there's I mean, people have got pictures of the tornado. I don't know why this plane is moving. People trying to drive their cars and shit through it. This is crazy. But, so there you go. That's why Dubai is trending. Also trending is, WNBA is trending again. Now, this is because a lot of people are still talking about the salaries that WNBA players get and making a big deal about it. So here's the summary here. WNBA top pick Caitlin Clark signs underwhelming rookie contract. Well, here's the problem. The WNBA, after 30 years, still hasn't made a profit. And so their rookie salaries are set at a certain amount. And so people are just freaking out at how small of a contract Caitlin Clark is signing. Now, remember, Caitlin Clark made $3.1 million as a college basketball player on the NIL, the name and image and likeness deals that they can do now in college sports. And because she's one of the most, one of the top people, one of the top people in, oh, thank you, Gunfox. I see you. The top recognized names. I mean, she had deals with State Farm and Nike and all these other places. She made bank while she was in college, $3.1 million, so to speak. So anyway, on Monday, Caitlin Clark, the first-round draft pick in the WNBA draft, signed a 4-year rookie contract with the Indiana Fever. The contract is expected to be worth up to $338,056 over 4 years, a figure that has sparked discussions about pay equity in professional sport. There is no pay equity in professional sports. Professional sports is entertainment. Entertainment people are paid by the number of butts you get in seats and people watching you on the screens and shit. And if you don't get the people, the butts in the seats and the people in the screen, you don't get the money. And the WNBA has never turned a profit in 30 years. They are subsidized by the NBA, which does $7 billion in revenue versus the WNBA's $60 million in revenue, which doesn't even cover the cost of the WNBA. So the people talking about this need to shut the hell up. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. But anyway, Clark's salary reflects the financial realities of the WNBA, a league that has never had a profitable season and is subsidized by the NBA. Oh, I just said that. This signing has ignited debates about WNBA players' salaries, with some arguing that they are underpaid compared to NBA players. You cannot compare the WNBA to the NBA. $7 billion, $60 million. $7 billion, $60 million. $7 billion, $60 million. Yeah, does not compare. Did not compute. While others point out the revenue disparity between the two leagues. Yes, the revenue disparity is the number one issue. And you can't, why would you pay someone for money they're not making you? I'm sorry, it's entertainment, and people spend their entertainment dollars the way they want to spend their entertainment dollars, and unfortunately, not as many people want to spend their entertainment dollars watching the WNBA as the NBA or any other sport for that matter, because, you know, I'm sure there's probably, I'm sure the what do they call it? G League? It used to be called the B League. They call it the G League now because it's sponsored by Gatorade. I bet their players are paid close to what the WNBA players are paid. What? Paid! You know what I'm trying to say. Get off me, man. So anyway, a couple people, let's just look at a couple top tweets here. Matt Walsh, of the Daily Wire, he says the WNBA salary discourse is the dumbest thing I've seen on this website so far this year. Oh, no, Matt, it is not the dumbest thing you've seen. It's one of many dumb things, but I guarantee it's not the dumbest thing you saw, because there are some stupid people in Congress, there's some stupid people on the internet, there are stupid people everywhere saying all sorts of stupid shit, and I guarantee you this is not the dumbest thing you've seen. But I digress. He says the league has been in existence for 3 years, never once turned a profit. None of these idiots complaining about the salaries actually consume the product. Ain't that the truth? You know, it's funny. Someone was complaining that Caitlin Clark was on Saturday Night Live, right? And they're like, well, they invited Caitlin Clark and the Iowa basketball team to be on Saturday Night Live. They didn't invite South Carolina, blah, 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 blah. Look, first of all, they didn't invite the Iowa basketball team. Caitlin Clark, they brought her on Saturday Night Live, and 3 of her teammates who were in New York for the WNBA draft were her comp tickets. And then at the end of the show, the producer made an impromptu decision to bring her 3 teammates on stage with Caitlin. But it wasn't the entire Iowa team. They weren't invited. They didn't win the championship. But people were saying, oh, no, see, they didn't invite South Carolina because they won the championship. They're black girls, and they want the white girls up there on Saturday Night Live, and they didn't want the black girls. It wasn't about that. It's because Caitlin Clark is the highest profile athlete in America right now over the last few months. And she's the number 1 pick in the WNBA and made women's basketball on the mat. That's why she was on Saturday Night Live, because everyone knows her name. Can anyone name another player the only other player that I can name off the top of my head, and I'm a basketball guy, the only other player I can name off the top of my head is Angel Reese from LSU from last year. And that's just because she was embroiled in the controversy. I can't name another single player in women's college basketball. But I know Caitlin Clark is, because everybody knows who Caitlin Clark is, because everyone used to want to see Caitlin Clark play, and that's why the NCAA women's tournament had record numbers this year. All Caitlin Clark games. So there you go. It's not because there's this giant interest in women's basketball, although some people enjoy women's basketball, but not a lot. But Caitlin Clark did make people want to watch, because she's a phenomenon. And people like to watch phenomenons. So anyway, he continues, the league is a charity case kept afloat by the NBA, which generates well over 100 times the revenue and gives some of it to the WNBA so that we can feel good about the fact that women's basketball league exists, even though none of us have any interest in watching it. Oh boy. I'm sure there's replies to that. What is the fair? President Biden. He chimed in. Here it is. Women in sports continue to push new boundaries and inspire us all. But right now we're seeing that even if you're the best, women are not paid their fair share. Fair share of what? What do you mean their fair share? Their fair share of the revenue they generate, which is not enough to pay for their league? It's time we give our daughters the same opportunities as our son and ensure women are paid what they deserve. They are paid what they deserved. They're paid more than they deserve. But the NBA thinks it's important to have a league. Because if they were paid what they deserved, they would all be paid close to zero. Well, maybe. Well, no, I'm sure the salaries are the reason the WNBA has never turned a profit. They would be paid a lot less if they were paid what they deserve. But the NBA believes it's important to have a WNBA, so they subsidize the league. To which Matt Walsh replied, "What is their fair share of $0 in profit?" Someone go ahead and do the math for Mr. Biden there. Anyone who complains about the lower WNBA salaries should be forced to watch a full WNBA game. Oh my goodness. Anyway, there's a lot of disparaging marks about the WNBA in this thread here. What does this say? These people want the WNBA to become profitable. Thus pay their players more. Then they need to stop whining on X and actually do something about it. Watch some games. Better yet, attend some games. Buy WNBA merchandise. Complaining will accomplish nothing. Ding! Hello, Nano. What's up? Mark Smart, what's happening? Nice to have you here. So anyway, that discussion is. I'm going to see if there's anyone out here. Oops, wait a minute. Don't want to do that. I want to see if there's anybody actually believes that Ana Cabrera. Who's Ana Cabrera? Ana Cabrera is anchor at MSNBC. Oh, I wonder what her opinion on this is. Clark's contract with the Indiana Fever will see her pocket $338,000 over the course of 4 years. In contrast, last year's NBA number one NBA draft secured $55 million 4-year contract. Yeah, and $55 million out of $7 billion in profits for the NBA. I bet did anyone point this out to her? Unless I'm mistaken, I think this could be described by something that ends in ist. Could I be wrong? Yeah, you're wrong, dumbass. It's not sexist. If there was ever a case of income based on gender, this is a perfect example. Women have never been given equal rights, and that is a standard. What the fuck are these people talking about? The WNBA does not turn a profit. Good Lord in heaven, man, it's math. The WNBA has no viewers, little ticket sales, never had a profitable season. Would you like Congress to subsidize it if it doesn't turn a profit and it doesn't turn a profit? I'm a fan of Caitlin, maybe she'll bring more viewers. Yeah, that's the thing. Maybe Caitlin Clark will bring more viewers, but I told you what I thought about that yesterday. Yeah, for about half a season, Caitlin Clark will bring in a bunch of new viewers to the WNBA, to Indiana Fever games. And they're going to televise all 41 Indiana Fever games. What would you bet the ratings are going to be like from the beginning of the season for the Indiana Fever towards the end of the season? Like the first 10 games versus the last 10 games. Do you think people will keep watching? I don't know. I mean, it'd be great if they did. I'm just not predicting it. Hello, Ranting Monkey. What's up, my brother? I was going to do this.
Your life makes me sad.
But that's, your life doesn't make me sad. Your life actually makes me very happy because I'm always encouraged every day that you have another day, my brother. So there you go. All right, enough about the WNBA. Let's get the main topic is Trump today, or Trump yesterday, whatever, the Trump trial. And so it is also a trending topic. So here it is. This is the summary from X. Trump hush money trial begins. Nap and chaos ensue. Yes, we love us some chaos. So, the historic criminal trial of former President Donald Trump, accused of falsifying business records to cover up a sex scandal during his 2016 campaign, has commenced with the selection of 7 jurors so far, including an Irish immigrant, as the foreman. Immigrant or immigrant? It said immigrant. Anyway, The trial marks a significant moment in U.S. history as it's the first time a former president faces criminal charges. The judge has threatened to jail Trump if he disrupts the proceedings, and 11 more jurors are still needed to complete the jury selection process. The trial is taking place in New York City. Get a rope. And a recent poll reveals that 57% of Americans considered Trump's alleged crimes as serious. That's because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about in this particular case. This is the weakest of the cases. So there's a whole lot of Twitter chatter about this, but let's get into some of the articles I pulled for this one because it's easier to do it that way. So Breitbart reports the first 6 jurors were selected in former President Donald Trump's hush money trial on Tuesday afternoon, whittled down from a potential of 96 potential candidates. More than 50 were turned away on Monday after they said they could not be impartial. Yeah, the people on the jury who said they can be are probably lying. Anyway, however, at least several who were not dismissed Monday and remained as potential jurors until Tuesday had made social media posts that were negative toward Trump. Are they going to be able to find anyone in New York who doesn't have an opinion on Trump? I'm sorry. This is not the right venue. For example, one potential juror had posted or reposted on social media, quote, Republicans are projected to pick up 70 seats in prison. Wow, that seems like maybe you shouldn't be on the jury. That juror had also said she lost sleep the night before on whether she could be fair or impartial. She was not one of the 6 jurors selected. Okay, well, that's probably a good thing, right? Another potential juror had just last month, on March 27th, posted a parody video generated by artificial intelligence titled, quote, I am dumb as fuck, end quote, featuring Trump. That potential juror was also not selected. Good. Another potential juror admitted he sells buttons to raise money for a political action committee that supports get out the vote efforts for, quote, grassroots organizations, end quote, which when they say grassroots organizations, you know they mean Democrats, but said the PAC did not support a specific party. Lies, yeah. However, when asked whether he had a critical view of Trump, he responded, politically, yes, I do. He was not selected. Now, another potential juror had posted on social media, good news, Trump lost his court battle on his unlawful travel ban, end quote, and, quote, get him out and lock him up, end quote. That jury was not selected. He was described as a middle-aged white man.
You're fucking a white male!
With thinning hair and black, thick-rimmed glasses. When asked whether he still believed Trump should be locked up, he said, no. Oh, well, he doesn't anymore. Trump looked toward him with a smirk, according to a pool report from inside the courtroom. It is not clear why the potential jurors did not raise their... Wait, what? It is not clear why the potential jurors did not raise their hands on Monday when asked if they thought they could be impartial. One woman with straight, shoulder-length gray hair and black glasses who was questioned about a critical social media post of Trump said the post was probably hers, but she did not remember. She did not remember. Oh, wait, I can't do that because they'll think that she's disabled or some shit and I'm making fun of her. And if she is disabled, I'm fucked. Anyway. Former Bush Deputy Assistant Attorney General John Yoo told Fox News it was pretty extraordinary that half of the jury poll said they were so biased against Trump that they could not serve on the jury. That's only going to feed into, I think, Donald Trump's claim that the public integrity of the court and the prosecutor is to be questioned as being biased and unfair against them. So there you go. Don't need to listen to John Yoo or tell him more. So anyway, that's kind of the lowdown. Now, it's interesting in PJ Media, this is the biggest head-shaking issue in the bogus Trump New York City case. There are a ton of flaws in the record-keeping case against former President Donald Trump by the Manhattan District Attorney and former Justice Department lawyer Alvin Bragg. But there's one big head-shaking flaw that even Trump detractors can't get over. The issue is over the timing of the 34 alleged crimes for which Trump stands trial. Now, today is day 2 of the trial, and the jury selection has gone apace. Day 1 was filled with motions. The jurors went through questionnaires with 42 questions, mostly aimed at whether they favored Trump. No questions about Democrat Joe Biden, but whose former DOJ prosecutor has been tasked to the case, appeared on the questionnaire, even though the trial is implicitly political. Let's see. I don't want to go through this. I want to find out the head shaking issue. Let's see. Also on day 1, Maggie Haber of the New York Times reported that she thought that Trump might have nodded off to sleep in court. Late night comedians thought the idea was hilarious. Oh, great, because we care. There were no photos since cameras are not allowed in the courtroom. But now, on to the head shaking issue in the case. Bragg's legal theory is that Donald Trump stole the 2016 election from Hillary Clinton. So Alvin Bragg's an election denier. Yes, really. Clinton won nearly 2-1 in Bragg's state of New York, but there's something even more odd going on here than the fact that he bases his state case on other states' electoral outcomes. The founder of the Article 3 project and Trump supporter Mike Davis wonders how someone could steal an election if all of the alleged crimes happened in 2017, after the election. All 34 charges are stated to have happened after the election, according to Bragg's indictment. Uh-oh. Davis, a former clerk for Supreme Court Justice Neil Gorsuch and former U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee lawyer, says Bragg's theory is crap. Spelled garbage. What Alvin Bragg is trying to say with this bogus legal theory is that when Trump booked these in 2017, it was somehow a campaign benefit, a campaign finance violation from 2016. It's a laughable legal theory, he said in a radio interview. Bragg's theory is that back in 2016, President Trump allegedly paid off a nuisance claims to make someone go away, which businessmen do all the time. And then Trump's bookkeepers and accountants booked it in 2017, allegedly, he added. And he says that makes no sense. Andrew McCarthy, former federal prosecutor, says the same. The conservative legal writer says that one payment before the election to Stormy Daniels, which she used to extort money from Trump, was made in October 2016. But even if you accept that it was a campaign finance expense, which it wasn't under federal law, but let's say for argument's sake that it was, the next reporting period after October of 2016 would have been in 2017 when Trump was already president. Even if you buy the theory that Trump had to disclose this, it wouldn't have been disclosed until 2017. So the election theft idea is ridiculous. Spelled ridiculous. Anyway. So anyway, and then they go into some theory about whether Trump's going to get a fair trial, which is unlikely, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, I you know what? First I heard of this little snag. It's like, wait a minute. How could 34 of the charges for something that happened in 2017 when Trump was already president be felonies if he already was president? You can't steal an election if you're already president. Of course, they don't believe he won anyway. So there you go. In the National Pulse, which I don't know where this thing came from. Oh, that's not the one I want to do. Oh, that is the one I want to do next. Oh, let me skip that and come back to that. Also, Bragg wants the judge to hold Trump in contempt for social media posts about Stormy Daniels and Michael Cohen, two of the witnesses. Apparently, it depends on who you are and what you mean to the justice system in New York as to whether you get fair treatment in legal proceedings. On Tuesday, Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg requested that Judge Juan Merchan hold former President Donald Trump in contempt of court after Trump published multiple social media posts concerning former porn actress Stormy Daniels and Trump attorney Michael Cohen. Bragg filed the motion just minutes after the second day of the Trump hush money payments trial got underway in Manhattan. The motion relates to Mershon's gag order against Trump, which prohibits him from speaking publicly about prosecutors, witnesses, court officials, and their families. Both the public and the participants in the criminal trial deserve reassurance that the judicial system stands ready to protect them and preserve the rule of law in the face of the defendant's extreme and deliberate provocations, Bragg argues in the motion. As reported in a clip from Fox News, if Trump is determined to be in violation, of which there are 3 allegations, he would be fined $1,000 for each violation. Ooh. Daniels, who was ruled to owe Trump hundreds of thousands of dollars in legal fees, has said that she will go to jail before I pay a penny. Oh, that's because she still owes him money. She still owes him money. She lost a case against him and had to pay him $250,000, which she hasn't paid yet. If this is another case of rules for thee but not for me, that's why I'm just going to leave that determination to all of you. I don't know what that means. Anyway, so yeah, that's another little issue. Now, in another case that Donald Trump's dealing with, he's told Tish James to pay up after her frivolous bond claim. So remember, they had this back and forth of whether or not he's going to pay a $470-some million bond to appeal his case, and then the judge gave him the ability to change that to $175 million because it was ridiculous in the first place. Well, and then Tish James claimed that she was not going to allow him to use this $175 million bond he came up with because she didn't like the company that was putting it together. So the attorneys for former President Donald Trump affirmed that his $175 million bond posted in connection with the ongoing civil fraud case in New York is financially sound. They have requested that the judge consider New York Attorney General Letitia James' challenge to the bond invalid. Additionally, Trump's legal team is asking the former president to be awarded the cost and fees for having to produce additional documents to comply with James' challenge of the bond. On a Monday, court filing by Trump's attorneys disclosed that the bond secured through Knight Specialty Insurance Company is fortified by the former president's Charles Schwab account, boasting over $175 million in cash. In case of any assumed risk, KSIC is fully covered by its parent company, Knight Insurance Company, Ltd. Gregory Serio, a previous superintendent of insurance for New York and partner at Park Strategy, stated that KSIC's bond is reliably secured, dismissing Attorney General James' objections about the underwriter's financial stability. Additional Trump attorneys have argued that a hearing on the bond question is unnecessary and that the document-based evidence in support of the bond is ample justification. So he's going after the district attorney's office for the additional fees he's incurring because of her saying that the bond is no good. And they're playing chess now. They're starting to play chess. I wouldn't say 3D chess, but they're playing chess. Apparently, too, there's the term Trump's bodega blunder is trending. Here's the details about that, thanks to Grok. During a stop at a New York bodega, it's a corner store, basically. Former President Donald Trump expressed his discontent with the hush money gag order, labeling it as totally unconstitutional. This reaction comes in the wake of the judge's decision, which Trump believes infringes upon his First Amendment rights. The incident has sparked debate on limits of free speech and the implications of such gag orders. So people are talking about the gag order. And basically because Merchant also called out Trump's conduct, telling Todd Blanche while the juror was apparently he was saying something under his breath while a juror was nearby and the judge didn't like it, saying that while the juror was about 12 feet from the client, your client was audibly saying something in her direction. I will not have any juror intimidated in this courtroom. So they're saying that he was trying to intimidate the jury, or a member of the jury. So, and then there's been several reports about him complaining about the gag order. Here, we'll play one of them. It's only 15 seconds long. By the way, good morning. Unacceptable views. What's up, my friend, my Canadian friend?
You violated the gag order.
What?
Do you believe you violated the gag order?
No, I didn't.
Why
There
not?
shouldn't be a gag order. Let me just tell you. The gag order is totally unconstitutional. The judge should not be there. The judge is highly conflicted. He should not be there.
Well, you can take
So anyway, he's not happy about it. And let's see. Oh, ACN used the same clip. So people for and against Trump use the same Newsmax clip. Totally unconstitutional. So that's his opinion on that. All right. And then let's see. Oh, here's the raw story version of this. Following the second day of his criminal trial in Manhattan, former President Donald Trump was interviewed on the far right. Newsmax TV while he visited a bodega in New York City and wasted no time lobbing yet another attack. Okay, this is raw story. So another attack on the criminal justice system. He didn't make critical comments. He made an attack. That's always when it's a Republicans attack, they pounce, they do something violent. When Democrats do something, they question. They have concerns over. They have, they have soft reasons to be critical. So this is a whole story about did you believe you violated the gag order? So you can read that story on your own. All right, let's move on because I'm going to try to get everything done today that I want to get done. So here we go. Harlem is also trending because Donald Trump went to Harlem after whatever he's doing. They went to the bodega in Harlem. Samir, your reaction. I was told New Yorkers did not love Donald Trump, but yesterday they showed up in Harlem where all these people paid or forced to be here. Who is lying? Now, this is interesting. There's a bunch of people in Harlem where I don't know why Donald Trump went to Harlem, but, maybe he wanted to get some chicken and waffles or something. Now, I can't tell you if these people like Trump or don't like Trump or if they just want to see him because he's a sight to see with that funny hair. So that's when he was out in the bodega in Harlem chanting 4 more years. People were chanting 4 more years though? What? Chanting 4 more years in Harlem, President Trump may just win New York. This is incredible. Americans are fed up and tired of being lied to by media and Democrats. Well, let's see if they really are chanting 4 more years. That's what I got to find out. Let's see.
Good. Everything good?
Okay. Now they are clearly saying 4 more years, but who are they saying 4 more years for? Because Donald Trump's not the president. Maybe they want 4 more years of hell. I don't know. Good morning, Selected Boy.
Yeah, boy.
Trump walked into Harlem and was treated like a rock star. I mean, let you be the judge. Now, granted, these might be people following him from the trial or outside, but here's another video. Donald Trump in Harlem.
I love you, Trump. I love you, Trump. I love you, Trump. We love 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 Trump.
And notice if you watch that picture, it was all the black people telling me love you, Trump. The black people clapping. The white people just standing there. Look, I'll show you again. See? Well, I don't know about Okay, there's some white people back there. Now, there's a black woman. This brother here, this lady's waving. They're all looking. There's a lot of black people in this crowd. I'm just saying. Hi, man. What's up? How you doing? Nice to see you. My friend Mindy. I think that's Mindy. Hi. So yeah, this is wild. This is wild. He got a nice reception in Harlem, so good for Donald Trump. Now, the last 2 Trump-related things, and this is one of those things where I go, are there better things that you can be talking about? Jimmy Kimmel's trending because Donald Trump ripped into Jimmy Kimmel for something. Donald Trump goes after stupid Jimmy Kimmel in a new Truth Social post. Stupid Jimmy Kimmel, who still hasn't recovered from his horrendous performance and the big ratings drop as a host of the Academy Awards, especially when he shows he suffered from TDS. You know, TDS, when they don't really like me, but most people do like me. Commonly known as Trump derangement syndrome to the entire world by reading on air my truth about how bad a job he was doing that night, right before he stumbled through announcing the biggest award of all, Picture of the Year. It was a classic choke, one of the biggest ever in show business. And to top it off, he forgot to say the famous mandatory line, and the winner is. Instead, he stammered around, and as he opened the envelopes, supposedly his wife, even management, begged him not to do it. Don't read his truth, Jimmy. Please don't do this, they said. He was made to look like a fool, which he is, and at the same time go down television history as the worst host ever of the once vaunted Academy Awards, you know? So anyway, just like, okay, and it's someone, I don't think the post is here, but, you know, boy, oh boy, it sure is great that Donald Trump is focused on the important things in life, Jimmy Kimmel. But anyway, and I guess, and Jimmy Kimmel said something about Trump supporters don't care, he's a lying, cheating scumbag. So they had a little back and forth because anytime a celebrity criticizes Donald Trump, it's news and it's trends on Twitter and X, or the app formerly known as Twitter. Joy Reid also trending because of something she said about Trump, and it looks like she stopped wearing Trump hair. Joy Reid, there is something wonderfully poetic about the fact that the first person to criminally prosecute Donald Trump is a black Harvard grad, and then says the other person holding him accountable is a black woman. So she's very impressed that black people are going after Donald Trump. Let's see. Is this the same clip? Maybe. Let's see the clip. Here it is.
There is something wonderfully poetic.
Is it poetic, Joy?
Despite the fact that even if convicted, he's not going to go to prison.
Is it poetic,
Joy?
The
first person to actually criminally prosecute Donald Trump is a black Harvard grad.
Okay.
The very kind of person that his former staff, the people who worked for him, Stephen Miller, et cetera, want to never be at Harvard Law School.
What? What? She is so hyper focused on some shit that doesn't exist. Who cares? Why would he care if a black person goes to Harvard Law School? Anyone who can get into Harvard Law School should go to Harvard Law School if they can get in. Who cares? What are you talking about?
But he was. And he came out and graduated. He's prosecuting you, Donald.
So?
And a black woman is doing that same exact thing in Georgia. And a black woman forced you to pay a $175 million fine that's out now also in question.
A fine? No, that's a bond. She didn't even know what the difference between a fine and a bond is. She's stupid. She's stupid as fuck.
Because the people who put it up, that might not be legit.
Yeah, they're legit. Sorry. And that's not. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Donald Trump is being held to account by the very multicultural, multiracial democracy that he's trying to dismantle. And
trying to dismantle.
for me, there's something poetic and actually wonderful about that. It says something good about our country that we're still capable of having that happen. Go DEI. My DEIs are bringing it home on today.
Okay. Thank you, Joy Reid. Yeah. And is it going to be a case where... How many of these cases do you think will make it through the appeals process if he's convicted on any of them? Is it just going to would it be poetic that these black prosecutors lost if that happens? Joy, that's not the flex you think it is. All right, let's finish up the show because I got a bunch of stuff that I want to touch on before I go. Dr. Anthony Fauci is trending again. Dr. Anthony Fauci, who? So apparently, Senator Rand Paul says that Dr. Fauci deserves to be in prison and that gain-of-function experiments must be strictly controlled. The one thing we know that's not over is you're still paying him. Oh, wait, what? The one thing we know that's not over is you're still paying him. The limo picks him up every day and he has a security detail 24/7, which is completely ridiculous. And he gets up in front of the committee and whines about death threats and then blames it on me. Somehow I'm responsible for the death threats. This week he blamed, this is Rand Paul. This week he blamed me. I had 34 death threats and you don't hear me whining about it. The disappointing thing is that he's still on a take, basically. Will he get justice? The Department of Justice won't. Will the next one? Maybe. The main reason I want to be pursued. Okay, I don't need to read that. But, so anyway, here's what the news is. Just in, newly discovered emails revealed that EcoHealth Alliance had 15,000 COVID samples in freezers in Wuhan. EcoHealth Alliance, remember, they're funded by the National Institute of Health, of which Dr. Anthony Fauci was the director. Yet Fauci denied gain of function. In a response email, David Morans, a Fauci flunky, suggested remaining silent but documenting the information for their own defense. He also mentioned that Tony Fauci was aware of the situation and was involved in some of the form of damage control. However, there was no public mention from Fauci about the 700 unknown coronaviruses still in Dr. Xi's Wuhan lab, or the possibility that COVID-19 could have been one of those unknown viruses. What? What? No, that can't be. Dr. Fauci said 100% that there was no gain-of-function research going on at the lab in Wuhan or anywhere else for that matter, because they didn't fund any of it, even though it was there and they wasn't really there. It was just a figment of your imagination, and you don't have any gain-of-function, even though the gain-of-function was being paid for by the National Institute of Health, which he ran and maybe funded himself, but who knows? So anyway, bombshell report. Email emerges from April of 2020 from EcoHealth Peter Daszak revealing they had 15,000 COVID-19 samples in freezers in Wuhan. Fauci lied. Remember, he is the science. So I'm sure we'll be hearing a little bit about that over the next few days, so we'll talk about it more later. Also moving on, Cenk Uygur is trending. Now, there's a couple different clips of Cenk Uygur, but the one that is fascinating is his discussion with Don Lemon. Apparently him and David Dingleberry, that dude, a bunch of lefty YouTube or whatever type peoples were on with Don Lemon. I'm sorry, I didn't announce that right. Worst journalist of the year, Don Lemon, worst journalist of the year. And he was talking about how Biden, well, listen to what he says about Joe Biden. I'm like, is this really Cenk Uygur? Listen to this.
But what's wearing thin is the Democrats constantly saying, you have to vote for us. We're entitled to your vote, and if you don't vote for us, you're a bad person. That is terrible political strategy, and I think
Republicans say that as well.
Younger minorities are getting tired of it.
Republicans say
what's up, Trippy Liberty?
Yeah.
I mean, Donald Trump has said the same thing to Jewish people.
No, yeah, that's right. But remember, I'm not a binary guy. I think Trump saying that to Jewish voters is outrageous and ridiculous. So, so that to me, it's not an either or. I think they're both doing it. I mean, Trump did it with Jewish voters, and then Biden did it with black voters. If you don't vote for me, you're not black. Are you kidding me? What kind of a obnoxious, entitled message is that?
Cenk noticed. Don's got nothing to say. Don Lemon's got nothing to say. Don Lemon's got nothing to say. He had nothing to say. So anyway, that's one of the reasons Cenk's trending. Also, apparently, he's going to be in a debate. Him and Dave Smith versus Dennis Prager and Batya Ungar Sargon over the Israel, Iran, and Palestine. Apparently that's going to be on April 17th. Is that today? It's going to be today, 7 p.m., streaming on zerohedge.com. So I'll leave the links in here. So there you go. So there's a whole lot going on there. All right, moving on. So again, these will all be in the links today too. Kyle Rittenhouse is trending. Apparently Kyle Rittenhouse was going to speak at Kent State University. Now there's a couple things why this is trending. One, because there were protesters. Here's at a leftist protest against Kyle Rittenhouse at Kent State Kenosha, gunman Gage Grosskreutz gave a speech. The guy who pointed a pistol at Kyle Rittenhouse. Remember, Kyle Rittenhouse, when Gage came up with the gun in his hand, Kyle Rittenhouse did not shoot him. Then Gage Grosskreutz, the one-armed bandit, you know what I'm talking about. Gage came up to Kyle Rittenhouse, did not point his pistol at him, turned away, and then he turned back around, and when he pointed at his pistol, then when he turned around and pointed his pistol at him, that's when Kyle Rittenhouse fired on him and blew off his arm. That would be that's what's known as what is it, trigger control or something like that. Anyway, apparently Gage Grosskreutz now uses the name Paul Prediger, and he was the armed man who rushed at Rittenhouse with a pistol before being shot in the arm. And they got a 3-minute speech by him. I might have to go watch that later because I don't have time to do it now. But anyway, if you want to watch that speech, it's in the links. Also, Kent State, because of that, is trending. And apparently the big news is that Grosskreutz, a.k.a. Paul, whatever the fuck his name is now, was speaking at that. And then there was crazies. A large leftist crowd gathers on campus shouting, "Murderer, murderer," to protest Kyle Rittenhouse because they're all stupid and they don't know what really happened there. And then here's the one, though, that got me, because one of the other dumbest people on the planet, but who is profiting off the death of his classmates, David Hogg, pointed out that this is an email sent out before Kyle Rittenhouse gives a speech at Kent State. Now, he says this is a sign that it turns out Republicans hate gun-free zones unless it's to protect them, and calls it hypocrisy. So here's what he points out. This event has a clear bag policy, and bags that do not fit the description will not be allowed in. Bags larger than a small purse will not be allowed in the venue unless they are clear. No outside food or water will be allowed inside the venue. Be prepared to show ID that coordinates with your registered ticket. Be prepared to go through a full-body metal detector prior to entering the venue. We are excited to have you all join us tonight for this unforgettable event. Now, this moron saying that it's because Republicans like gun-free zone when it's for them. Hey, dumbass. If you'd have taken 10 seconds to look up Kent State's policy on weapons, you'd realize that the people at the event are abiding by Kent State's rules, not their own. So you're a dumbass, David Hogg. Everyone already knows that. All right, let's see. Second Amendment. Oh, this is the one I wanted to get to. Oh, I didn't get to the articles today. All right, I'm just going to go long because I got to get to these articles. This was another part of the main topic. So there's this case about Dexter Taylor in New York. And there's a hashtag called I'm Stand with Dexter Taylor. I'll read this one and then I'll read the one that Jimmy Doss sent me. In a significant turn of events, Dexter Taylor, a software engineer and gun rights advocate, was convicted in New York City due to the city's strict gun laws. This verdict has sparked a wave of support from the gun rights community who view the conviction as a violation of the Second Amendment rights. Taylor, known as Carbon Mike, has been a vocal proponent of gun rights and plans to continue his fight to take his case to a higher court. Supporters have rallied around him using the hashtag I Stand with Dexter Taylor to raise awareness to show solidarity. The case has raised broader concerns about the constitutionality of gun laws and potential implications for all Americans, not just New Yorkers. And Jimmy Doss sent me this thread, which from Spike Cohen. This explains the situation. So this is Dexter Taylor. Dexter was arrested in New York for assembling legally obtained firearm parts almost 15 years after the Supreme Court ruled that the Second Amendment protects an individual's right to bear arms. Dexter is a software engineer and loves building things. A few years ago, he discovered gunsmithing. Quote, I found out that you can actually legally buy a receiver and you can machine that receiver to completion, and you buy your parts and you put them together and you've got a pistol or rifle. And once I saw that I was hooked, I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. This is the most cool thing you could possibly do with your machine shop. During that time, the Supreme Court ruled in New York Rifle and Pistol Association versus Bruin that New York State's licensing scheme was unconstitutional. They also ruled that any restriction on firearm ownership that didn't strictly align with the Second Amendment was also unconstitutional. Based on this, Dexter, who also goes by Carbon Mike, continued to assemble legally obtained firearm parts, fully confident that he was within his rights to do so. Unfortunately, the New York State government disagreed. The ATF and NYPD no-knock raided Dexter's home, breaking down his door and arresting him, and sent him to Rikers Island. Dexter had no previous criminal history. He's being charged solely for exercising his fundamental right to bear arms. Dexter and his attorney, Vinu Varghese, are fighting the charges, arguing that laws passed in New York after Bruin are every bit as unconstitutional as the ones that were struck down by Bruin, and that the New York State government is issuing even fewer permits than they did before Bruin. Dexter is fighting not just for his rights, but for the right of every person to keep and bear arms, and I stand with him 100%. This is Spike Cohen speaking. If you want to help, go to the link to an article that I put in the next post in this thread for more details on his case, including his fundraiser for his legal fees. Keep up the fight, Dexter. Now, and then Jeff Charles wrote an article here. We'll put a link to that also. So he... Someone here posted on the links or on the replies, if he robbed a liquor store with a firearm, he'd be back on the street the next day, or hell, beat up a cop, same day release. So anyway, yeah, so he's been he's been convicted of the charges, and so they're going to try to appeal this case, probably end up going all the way to the Supreme Court. Lots of people pointing out the right to keep and bear arms includes and in many ways dependent upon the right to make such arms yourself. Bans on your rights to make guns are both morally and legally indefensible. Dexter Taylor should be a free man. The prosecutors should be at Rikers Island instead. Yeah, they have him in Rikers right now. So if you're inclined to help in a case like that, there'll be links in that thread there. You can find where you can support Dexter Taylor. So, but I too stand with Dexter Taylor. Finally, we'll finish with Gunfox's article that he dropped in the links today. So Clarence Thomas questions the prosecution of January 6 rioters. Thomas has ignored calls to recuse himself from the January 6 related cases. And then Trump's immunity appeal is up next. So this is by Jordan Ruman. This is a MSNBC editorial. Let's see if I can get through it. Let's get rid of Nicole Wallace here. All right, we're finishing up with this. He starts off with, despite his wife's backing of Donald Trump's effort to subvert the 2020 presidential election, Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas has ignored calls to recuse himself from the recent January 6 related appeals. Now, that's interesting, because Judge Merchan in the Trump case has a daughter who is a Democratic activist, worked for Kamala Harris and also for Adam Schiff. So, and he's not recusing himself. But anyway, at the oral arguments in an appeal over an obstruction law used against many January 6 rioters, Thomas told the Justice Department lawyer, Solicitor General Elizabeth Prelogar, that there have been many violent protests that have interfered with proceedings. He then wondered, has the governor applied this provision to other protests in the past? I already know the answer. Nope. Preligar conceded that she couldn't give an example of enforcing the obstruction law in a situation where people have violently stormed a building in order to prevent an official proceeding, a specific one from occurring with all of the elements like intent to obstruct, knowledge of the proceeding, having the corruptly mens rea. But that's just because I'm not aware of that circumstances ever happening prior to January 6th. Well, isn't that a cute little answer? And she's special. That is to the extent that the use of this law has been unique, that owing to the uniqueness in the bad way of January 6th, the outcome of the appeal in the case of alleged Capitol rioter Joseph Fisher could upend scores of January 6th cases prosecuted with the widely used obstruction law. Fisher, who has pleaded not guilty, has yet to stand trial. Notably, that same law surfaces in 2 of Trump's 4 counts in his federal election interference indictment, so the former president, as well as special counsel Jack Smith, are eagerly awaiting the outcome of the Supreme Court decision in the Fisher case expected by late June. Now, Trump's immunity appeal in the election interference case is set to be heard by the justices next week on April 25th. Thomas hasn't recused himself from that one either. Why should he? We'll see whether the justice also questions the government lawyer in that case about the unprecedented nature of the prosecution against the former president, as opposed to the defendant's unprecedented alleged actions that triggered the prosecution. So anyway, that is your MSNBC editorial. It's a fairly mild one. Maybe it says legal blog. I guess it's a legal blog from MSNBC, but definitively against anything that has even a shade of pink, let alone red. There are several other articles in the links today. I'm not going to get to them, but I hope you enjoyed them. Thanks for joining me today on the Morning Night Live. I have had a lovely time. I hope you have too. Please, oh my God, this really pisses me off. Please make sure you hit the like button before you go, share the stream, do all that stuff. And sponsor the show, pdognight.live, 24 hours a day. Your longest available super chat writing thingy versus YouTube super chats or Rumble rants, but either one is fine. I'm fine. If you don't want to write a lot, you can do it either way. That's all. Gotta go. Please look for the links in the chat. My name is pdognight, and I am out of here. Bye. Have a great day. Hey, this is P-Dog Night, and thanks for watching today on the P-Dog Night channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P-Dog Night, and I'm out of here.